One thing that's extremely irritating as a bus operator is backseat drivers. Like, I'm driving, right? And there's a lot of seats behind me, so there's a lot of back seats on the bus, and I don't need y'all telling me how to drive. Unless it's a situation where the bus driver is using some hazardous, out of control, weird driving techniques, then maybe you can speak up. But in general, I don't need somebody like nagging me the entire time that I'm driving. Let me show you an example right now.
Get the light, get the light. You gonna sit at the light. Like, bro, you going 5 miles per hour. What you mean you trying to make time? Like, even a bus in front of you. You going mad slow, it's no traffic.
Do you all see that foolishness? That's crazy. And it's unacceptable and it's unnecessary. And it's actually a huge distraction to a bus operator. We don't need you in our face the entire time telling us to go through a light or we're driving too slow.
Bro, you going 5 miles per hour.
To be honest with you, and this may seem kind of rude, but you just kind of have to deal with it. If I don't go through a yellow or a red light, which we're actually not supposed to intentionally, a yellow light can happen sometimes, but I mean, as we're approaching a stale green light, we're supposed to be aware of that, and we're supposed to begin slowing down. But you're like, you can make the light, you can make the light. Sometimes we can make the light, sometimes we can't, but we don't need a person standing over our shoulder yelling at us and telling us that we need to make the light or we need to do this or that or that or this.
Get the light, get the light. You gonna sit at the light. Like,
don't do that. I've had a few actual situations where I had backseat drivers on my bus. It was highly irritating.
You ain't lying.
One time, a guy was standing right over my shoulder. I'm driving. I'm in the driver's seat over there, right? And he's standing over my shoulder. I'm behind another bus. It was like rush hour, peak hours, and I'm behind the other bus. The other bus was stopped and loading people at the bus stop. I was also at the bus stop because I was behind the bus. How many times have I said I was behind the bus? So I was behind the bus. So I was behind the bus. Behind the bus, I was. So I'm looking out of my left side mirror to see if it's okay for me to pull on away from the bus stop and around the bus that I was behind. Because I did mention that I was behind the bus, right?
No!
So I'm taking my time because I want to be safe. And also the bus that I was driving that day had very slow acceleration. So even if it was clear, but there was a couple of more cars that were not too far back that were approaching, I knew that my bus was not going to get out there and around quick enough. Some buses are kind of quick on the acceleration. Some buses are not. Even if it's the exact same model bus, you can have 150 of the exact same model, but some of them are faster, some of them are slower, and some of them are in between. So this dude is standing over my shoulder like, you can go, you can go, you can go. So I was able to turn and look at him. I wasn't driving at the time, and I just looked at him with a blank stare. Then I looked away. And fortunately, he didn't say anything else to me. Now, if I would have pulled out into traffic and got into some sort of collision / crash, then he'd be trying his best to file a lawsuit and get some money, be like, oh, that bus driver did an unsafe maneuver, and as a result of that, I'm injured and I need some money. And that bus driver should lose their job.
You ain't lying.
Another time something like that happened was, I was driving my bus downtown Sacramento. And sometimes when you're driving a large transit vehicle through narrow streets, narrow crowded streets with lots of cars parked on both sides, sometimes we're not able to stay in our lane. We have to split the lane sometimes because, especially on our right side, we want to protect that right side and make sure that we have enough clearance between the right side of our bus and the vehicles or whatever obstructions are on the right side. It's really important. If you don't protect and watch out for your right side, this can happen. I don't want that to happen. Another thing that us bus operators have to do while we're driving, and actually you should do this when you're driving your car anyway, is always look ahead. Don't just look in the area that you're driving at currently. See what's up further ahead. You know what I'm saying? So that particular day, I saw that there was a couple of delivery trucks further ahead, and those delivery trucks were sticking out into the lane that I should have been in, the money lane, the farthest right lane, because that's the lane where you stop and collect the money, the bus fare. Well, not really, because a lot of people don't pay the bus fare.
I can't seem to find my bus fare nowhere.
But that's a different story. So I already knew that I was going to have to get over to the left a little bit. I wasn't going to be able to stay strictly in my right lane. I had to get over, so I had to split the lanes, right? This guy stands up. Hey, is that how they train you guys? They train you to not stay in your lane? Why are you not staying in your lane? You don't know how to drive in your lane? Why are you driving in 2 lanes? And I'm sitting here like, why is he so concerned about this? Like, you've never rode a bus before? You've never noticed before that we have to take up more space than like a normal sized vehicle? This is new to you? I didn't say any of that. As a matter of fact, I didn't say anything to this guy at all. And honestly, I wish that he wasn't saying anything to me because again, it was a distraction. It interrupts your focus. I'm trying to drive safely through a crowded urban area of the city, downtown Sacramento. And I got someone on a bus yelling at me about staying in my lane. Like, I know how to stay in my lane, but if I would have stayed in my lane, I would have crashed into a couple of delivery trucks. And then what would you ask me? Oh, is that how they're training you? How to hit trucks? How to hit stuff? It was just a lose-lose situation.
I like that.
Okay, let me show you a situation in which I think you probably should be a backseat driver. Look at this. Look at how Glorilla is driving. And you can see the caption there. It's saying this is basically how bus drivers drive when it's their last trip of the day, aka they're about to get off work. Now, they're not gonna drive that crazy, hopefully, but you know, bus drivers tend to make sure that they get to their relief point or finish that last trip on time so that, you know, we can get off work. We're ready to go home. It's been a long, exhausting, stressful, but also rewarding, hopefully, day of bus operating. You know what I mean?
Driver, why didn't you go through that intersection, driver?
Because I didn't want to run the red light.
I don't care about a red light, driver. You're running behind schedule, okay? The customer's always right, driver. You go through that light. I don't care what color it is, driver.
Sorry, but I'm not going to run red lights for you.
Well, I'm sorry, driver, but I am going to call customer service on you. The customer's always right, driver.
So you're going to call customer service and tell them that I refuse to run red lights for you?
Well, actually, wait. You know what, driver? Just hurry up and get back on schedule, okay? It stinks on this bus and you need to do something about it. It smells so bad on here.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's really nothing that I can do about somebody stinking on the bus. I mean, we serve the general public, so unfortunately, that just comes with the territory sometimes. Nothing I can do about it.
Oh, you apologize, huh? Well, the smell's coming from somewhere, and it's somewhere on this bus, so you need to do something about it. You know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna call customer service. You're fired, driver. The customer's always right, driver.
Actually, that's me that stank. What you gonna do about it, huh? Huh? I ain't put no deodorant on this morning.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I want off this bus now. Right now, driver, open the door now.
I'm confused. How did he not see that 60-foot articulated bus passing him prior to him opening the car door? You have to check before you open your car doors. I think most people know that. And a large portion of that bus had already began passing his car prior to him opening the door.
He ain't lying.
And this just reminds me of the people that say, hey, bus drivers have a very easy job. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and drive. And the truth of the matter is, no, we're not just relaxing and sitting back. Like crazy stuff like this happens, then the bus driver has to do paperwork. Then the company is going to determine if it's preventable or non-preventable.